But then I was like, okay, he has his own project. That's great. And then from there, basically, the next thing I saw was Umbra Finance or Umbra Privacy. Sorry, Umbra Privacy just raised $150 million on Metadao. Welcome to Sol Brothers, where it is our job to throw you into the Solana rabbit hole, show you around in our exciting ecosystem, and talk to some of the craziest people we have in this ecosystem. And today, I am joined by Crew from Umbra Privacy. Crew, so good to have you here on the show. Welcome to Sol Brothers.
Man, thank you so much for inviting me.
Hell yeah.
It's always a pleasure looking at you guys. You, Eno, have been like role models for like young builders, and it's just a pleasure to be here with you guys and get finally invited on Soul Brothers.
I appreciate that. I think we're both of us, Eno and myself. I can talk to the both of us. I think we don't know the extent of how we're perceived in the ecosystem, because when I hear things like this, I'm like, what the fuck? Who am I? Like, I'm just a random guy building some stuff in some corner of the internet. But I'm happy to hear that we inspire people. And we have a special connection, you and me as well, because this is not the first time that I talked to Crew. I've been actually working with this man since quite some time. I don't even know. I think it's fair to say that's like about a year that we've been working together, Crew, more or less.
Yep.
Because you are not just the founder of Umbra, you are actually a UI UX designer, a very skilled designer that has been working for projects on Solana since a while. If I'm not mistaken, you joined Super Team after a small Super Team meetup in Mumbai in 2022. Could that be right?
Yep.
Okay. So that was your first touch point with Solana back then, or did you already know Solana and Deepness before that?
So I got into this ecosystem through a podcast actually. It was hosted by Akshay BD, Tanmay, and that just got me started thinking on just completely switching careers. Before this, I used to design cars for a living. I'm an automobile designer by education. Uh, After COVID, I just completely said, okay, this industry is done. Let me start afresh. So I just started looking at all of this content from Tanmay and Akshay. Uh, got got to a super team meet that was hosted by one of my closest friends now, Abbas. And ever since then, I've been like contributing to Super Team, to the Solana ecosystem. And 3 years down the line, I'm here.
So I want this to be very clear to everyone out there. I obviously I know you, Crew, as the Solana ID UI UX designer. Like, you have literally lifted a lot of weight and helped us along on our journey a lot. And then one day this year, you mentioned something. You were like, "Hey, Simon, I'm working on my own project. I just want you to know that I have my own thing, So in case I'm, not reacting so quick or I'm a bit slower, it's because of that reason." I was like, "No problem. I support founders. I'm happy." And we still managed to get our job done with, obviously, here and there a bit of screaming from my co-founder because he wants things to be there on time. Big love to Pierre. He's very detail focused, but that's why I work with him. But then I was like, okay, he has his own project. That's great. And then from there, basically, the next thing I saw was Umbra Finance or Umbra Privacy. Sorry, Umbra Privacy just raised $150 million on Metadao. I was like, what happened? I thought you're just tinkering in your garage on some little side hustle. But this is a huge thing, Drew. Like, you're the co-founder. Is that correct, or are you the founder? How do you describe yourself?
I'm a co-founder. I have two more co-founders with me.
Okay.
Amazing guys. Like, they're a couple of 19-year-olds. Just like they are like a tougher taskmaster than I am. Cal is just like he's an insane dev. Like, he wrote his first smart contract on Rust like 7 months ago, and now he's just building this thing on his own. So it's amazing to see these kids thrive. It's insane.
Where do you find these people? Where do you find good people to work with?
Oh wow! So this is amazing. That Pranay, which is the co-founder, we've been friends since 3 years now, and we are part of a community called After Office Hours. It was a community for designers and design engineers. Um, when I left my last job in November, I was just looking out for something to build on in crypto, and I just didn't want to build another tiny project like a Telegram bot or something like it. I just wanted to focus on a broader narrative and solve like a huge problem that we face, which is privacy. And I just had this idea discussion with him that okay, hey Pranay, like I'm trying to build this. Do you know anyone who can help me out in doing this? And he said, yes, I have a friend who's been writing smart contracts since a couple of months now. Maybe he can help you out. And the three of us just got together for the Colosseum hackathon. Uh, in fact, we didn't even have like the complete 6 weeks for the Colosseum hackathon. We just did it in 3 or 2 weeks, I feel. And the results were like, okay, we got an honorary mention. We didn't win anything, but um, yeah, that day was just like it for me. I'm just gonna take some rest today. Tomorrow, when I wake up, like this is going to be a complete different approach. And I think that was the exact day when I messaged you and Pierre that okay, I have something cooking, and I kind of want to focus most of my attention here. Uh, from that day, my approach to like building to life to relationships with my devs, with my colleagues have changed, and this is the result that you saw last week.
Interesting. Okay, so quite a journey in a very short amount of time, honestly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Where you came from an honorable mention in Colosseum, which is
yeah,
not even winning it,
yeah,
to raising that amount of money
yep,
on a launch pad on Solana is quite a big
yep,
stretch. So that is like obviously congrats, right? You probably got a lot of
yeah,
congratulations already for it. And I know as a founder, if you hear congrats, you don't really feel good because you feel pressure. You're like, fuck, okay,
yep,
what's next? what do I do now? So I kind of know the spot you're in right now. But I
yeah,
think you just mentioned your approach to life and some of your
mm-hmm,
thoughts regarding entrepreneurship. And I
mm-hmm,
feel like I don't know enough about you as an entrepreneur and as a founder. And we did some
mm-hmm,
research, crew, on yourself.
mm-hmm,
And correct me if I'm wrong, but we found something that says that the Bear season 2, episode 7, titled Forks, could possibly
yes,
be an episode that changed your life. And in my notes, it
yes,
says I should ask you about every second counts and how this changed your life.
yes.
I have no idea what I'm talking about, but this is in my research notes. what
Oh
what does all
wow,
this mean?
man! Thank you. Finally, somebody asked me. All right. So Bear is one of my favorite TV shows. And this specific episode is about a character called Cousin. All right. And Cousin is this person in his mid 40s, uh, completely losing at life, has divorced, lost his kid, um, is always screaming and shouting at people, just blaming them for life. Uh, and in this episode, he is told to work in a restaurant, and his only role was to clean up forks so that there are no smudge marks over it. So he has to clean it properly. Um, and he gets frustrated again, like why I've been working in this industry since like for 20 years now, and I'm still cleaning forks. And over like the episode, he talks to people. They explain him that why it is important to do what he's doing, like why it is important for him to clean the forks correctly. Because what they're doing at the restaurant is not just giving people food to eat, but it's creating an experience for them that they do not ever forget. And in order to do that, every little thing has to be perfect, even the forks. So he changes his approach to people, shows more love, more empathy, puts in extra effort in what he's doing. And at the end, he just finds his like mojo back in life. And that's like a complete different character. And uh, at the end of the episode, the camera just pans out to this panel on the restaurant, and it says every second counts. And ever since that episode, I've like, no, this has to change. This has to change. Uh, and I started treating people with more empathy, more love, more attention to detail. Um, and yeah, that's it, I think.
That's good. That's really good. That's good life advice. I think there's a lot you can get from life by just tweaking small things, the way you interact with people, the way you inner voice talks to yourself. And I think we're not working enough on this level of our life.
Yeah,
We're trying to
yeah.
optimize work. We're trying to optimize, like the processes in our job and so on. But I think the
Hmm.
fundamentals are actually how we act as personalities and characters. So
Yes.
um, I think I can imagine how this has been an eye-opening moment for you. That I mean, I don't know if it changed your life, that kind of mantra or that episode, but it probably did some sort of trigger in your head that led to where
Hmm.
you are now, right? I
No,
think.
I would rather say that it changed my life, man. Like,
Okay, yeah, great.
I've stopped blaming like other things for where I am or what I do.
Yeah, yeah,
It's mostly like a self-reflection at this point. And I'm like, it's this approach that, happiness is on the other side of uh, doing the right thing or completing things or finishing up things. So, like, that's my happiness. Like, this raise that we had, that was a point of happiness. Now, the 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 goal has moved further. Like, the next happiness would be mainnet, and so on and go on and go on after that. So,
yeah,
yeah, that's it.
yeah. Okay, fair point. Now that brings us to the elephant in the room, which is the race. So we do have to unpack this a little bit, crew, because it was quite unique and quite insane. I don't know where all this money came from, which is not a it's not an offense to Umbra, not at all. But it means like how the fuck do you raise $150 million
55.
on a launch pad, 155 million on a launch
Yeah,
pad, purely on Solana with no further kind of weird
yeah.
exchange listings and all that kind of stuff. Like you
Hmm.
literally
Hmm.
just did it all on chain.
Hmm.
Um, if we're gonna talk about it, I have more questions, but let's start with the first question, which is, um, why do you think this happened? How do you explain it? How do you explain the sheer amount of money that you raised?
Like the shortest answer would be, I would have to say thank you to Mort and his bull posting on Zcash and privacy.
All
But
right.
okay, to be like serious about this, I think there are a lot of factors playing in here. Okay, uh, and I think it involves like three big parties. One is Metadao itself. Uh, Profit and Colin are absolute monsters at what they do. They're running the biggest experiment on Solana right now, and I don't know how many people are paying attention to it. Metadao can literally
Not enough.
change. Yes, Metadao can literally change the way fundraisers happen on crypto. It gives more authority to the community. It gives more credibility to the founders who are raising funds. This is not just like a Believe style or a Pump.fund style raise. It's something special, and everyone should read about Metadao and Futarchy as much as they can. The second party here would be uh, the shift in the momentum towards privacy. Like the narrative was completely dead a couple of months ago, and that was the exact time that we were trying to raise through VCs, and nobody paid attention to us. But since the narrative has changed, like everyone is just messaging us, DMing us, calling us about what we are trying to build. And special thanks to Mert, as I said, and his push towards Zcash. And the third party here would be the Archeum team itself. I think they are a Germany-based firm, and all the founders, Yannick, Lucas, Sasha, Julian, and Ariant, who is my closest friend, they have been with me since like day zero. Uh, I literally wrote this thing as a message to Yannick or Julian, And they said all the best, and Arkim is with you in whatever you do. And ever since then, the support has been amazing from the Arkim community itself. So it's all of these three, three dragons coming in and creating this monster of a race at Umbra.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? I think actually that this
Hmm.
brings us back to the intro where we talked about life and the concept of karma always,
Hmm.
where
Yeah.
if you behave well, if you're a good person, if you just give everything, right? Like if you just
Hmm.
do your goddamn job as a human, right?
Yeah.
Which is like be a decent person, help the grandma over the street, but also
Yeah.
that goes from this to over delivering your job or whatever you're doing. And
Hmm.
all this, the pinnacle of that is events like this, where people look at you and
Yeah.
they're like, wow, he just got lucky. He was there in the right at the right moment at the right spot. Sure, there's an element of luck involved, but they didn't see
Hmm.
all the fucking shit before that. They don't see that you did the right thing for a long time. And it's
Hmm.
usually you eat glass for a long time as a founder until such an event
Hmm.
occurs, right? But there is an
Yeah.
element of luck, because the luck here is that you were in a really good time spot with the privacy matter. That is something you can't
Uh-huh.
neglect, because Umbra is doing private transactions on Solana. I think it's a really straightforward use case as well that everyone understands,
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
as a normal crypto user knows, and even normal people know, that crypto is inherently public and
Public.
transparent, which can be a
Hmm.
feature. But if you want to move money around, it can be an issue, right? So
Yeah.
Umbra is trying to fix that. Is that correct?
Yes,
In a nutshell? Awesome.
completely.
Awesome. Now I have two questions to the explanation of to the 3 points you just gave us why you
Yeah.
raised so much money. First question is,
Hmm.
how do you explain the difference between Metadao and some of these other launchpads for people that are not familiar with Metadao?
Right.
So we
Hmm.
don't need to do the deep dive. I know it's a quite complex
Hmm.
construct, but
Yeah.
as a founder that raised money on Metadao, I think you can probably
Hmm.
explain the journey a little bit, and how
Hmm.
does it differentiate from other launchpads?
Right. So let's talk about like the VC style fundraise before. So what happens with these fundraisers is that most of the supply is usually owned by the funds themselves, and basically you're building for them. What changes with MetaDAO is that you are forced to do the opposite. You start out by building the community while simultaneously building out the product. Okay. Uh, you can call it as a community first funding. Uh, and that's what like is insane about MetaDAO. Okay. Uh, and it has this thing called futarchy. What futarchy, it's really interesting. Okay. Like we love the idea that markets are actually uh, the main factor of decision making here. It's one of those rare cases where market dynamics can be used for truth seeking and not just speculation. So combining this open funding mechanism and Futarchy's governance, it creates a loop where both capital and decision making are community driven, but it's still grounded in like rational and outcome based systems, right? So this is what I love about Metadao. With other launchpads, it's usually people who are just speculating on something, like a launchpad like Pump.Fun. It's just people who aren't here for a longer run. They are not your actual community. It's someone just trying to extract some money. And this is just completely different from MetaDAO. MetaDAO is for people who are just like serious about building long term and play the long term game. And this is what we are interested in at Umbra. And uh, yeah, that's the reason why we went through Metadata.
Did you ever consider launching somewhere else? Because as a founder, you look at everything, all the instruments we have available.
Hmm.
Did you consider like another launchpad? And the second part of the question: do you think you could have made the same success on another launchpad?
Uh, so the answer to both is a no. I think so. What happened with me getting in touch with Profit is another special story itself. One of my friends, like Abbas, yeah, he used to work at Metadao, and he got me in touch with Profit. Uh, Now, this meeting with Profit, okay, it was a Google Meet. last for like 2 hours, I think. Okay, and this is the longest meeting that I've ever been in. Okay. And in that meeting, it was both of us trying to communicate that, hey, Metadao is the perfect launchpad for you. And it was me pitching to him that Umbra is the perfect project to launch on Metadao. So like it was just like a perfect synergy that happened that day. And I don't think so I looked at any other option after that. Uh,
Makes sense.
I
Yeah.
I was clearly just uh, informed about what decision I'm about to make and why it's better. And yeah, it was this decision.
Huge shout out to Abbas, by the way. He's a friend as well.
Yeah, yeah.
I met him, I think, first time in Dubai Founders Villa, if I'm not mistaken. I'm starting to mix things up with all the
Hmm.
places I've been so far to. But yeah, big shout out to Abbas as well. Happy to hear that he's been part of this journey as well. So,
Yeah.
okay, Metadao has been instrumental in your success in
Hmm.
launching the token and getting it out there.
Hmm.
It was how do you call it? Isn't it an ICO on Metadao, or
Yeah,
how is
yeah.
it called? It's an
It's a
ICO.
fair launch ICO on Metadao.
It's a fair launch ICO. Okay, so our investors, I'm just trying to make it easy to understand for people that are not familiar with Metadao at all.
Yeah.
Are investors getting the tokens directly, or are they investing money and then they're waiting for tokens to arrive a
Yeah.
moment later?
So the ICO lasts for 4 days. I mean, you can choose however long it could last. It could last for 2 hours.
In
It's
your
your
case,
choice. Yes. In my case, it was 4 days. Um, what people have to do is commit some money in those 4 days, and the second that the ICO is done, people receive tokens for the contribution that they did. Now,
at a fixed valuation. At a fixed
yes,
valuation.
yes,
Yeah.
as a fixed valuation. And what happened in my case was that we clearly informed the people that it was a capped raise, but the cap amount wasn't revealed to anyone. Now, the reason why we didn't do it, because if it was a capped raise, a few whales would just come in and occupy the entire supply. So it was better to just shut up and not tell anyone about it. And yeah, that was the main decision that we had to take. And I think the next races also are going to follow the same mechanism. Uh, with every launch, I think Metadao is changing and fine-tuning a few things to make it better for founders, to make it better for the community. And that's the reason why I say it's like the biggest experiment going on in Solana.
That's interesting. Did you had the cap of 3 mil in mind before the ICO started? Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. And then what went through your head when you saw that you raised over $150 million?
So,
Just try to like walk me through this. I am trying to, get into your head a little bit. Like, what the fuck
uh,
what were you thinking at that moment? And what were some of the conversations that then started after your initial thoughts?
wow, it was probably the best week of my life, man. Like so far, uh, what an amazing time where I'm talking to at least 200 people every day. All of them have a different opinion on how much money I should take home. Uh, but again, we're building Umbra with a philosophy, right? Like we just want to prove ourselves, prove that privacy is here to stay, and you do not need 150 million for it. You need just enough money to last 3 years, 2 years in the market. Try to prove it as much as you can, and if not, the people have the right to take the money back from me. It's completely fine. And that is the whole philosophy that we are working at Umbra. It's a small team, it's a team of 5 people. Nobody's taking a huge chunk of salary. The engineers are happy with what they're working on, and I'm happy as a co-founder to lead these boys. So the number was just decided almost on the second day, I think. Uh, 750K was our minimum, but we were pretty sure that we would get as much attention up to like let's say 5.5 million. I just do not know. where the rest of the 150 million came in from. Like it's
Welcome to
beyond
crypto.
this. Welcome to
This
crypto,
is
man.
it's a very good example how fast things can move in crypto once
Wow.
you tap into the total distribution of this whole community, because that's what happened. Like privacy was kind of hot at that particular day, like
Yeah.
Mert definitely helped on that journey, but and then you guys went on Metadao. Metadao has a lot of credibility behind them. It's just some random
Uh-huh.
project, so people trust what's happening. So a lot of things came
Mhm.
together, and it just went
Yeah.
exponentially up the attention curve, right? So that is
It's
crazy.
almost fascinating to see that capital is not a problem here. Like
Right.
founders usually are struggling to raise in traditional finance. But here, if you are building something good, building something nice, and with an honest point of view, I think people are just ready to fund you for 3 years that you're trying to build some.
That is true to an extent, but we
Yeah.
obviously you make it sound too easy, bro. Like we have to we have to keep in mind this didn't happen, like a lot of times. This was the biggest
Yeah.
by far race on
Yeah.
Metadao, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
even
In
on
Solana, maybe
Solana.
I think Pump Pump.Fun had a bigger raise than we did. I
That's
think.
insane, bro. That's still insane. Um, so okay, then you made the decision. You took the 3 mil
Yeah.
as your, what is it? It's a pre-seed round, or how do you have a name for
It's
the?
we are calling it a pre-seed round.
Okay, so you took the 3 mil for the pre-seed. You have infinite runway with a 5-man team from India right now, I think.
Yeah.
So that's really good. You can keep the lights on for a long time, and you can just double down on what you want to do right now, which is build
Mhm.
the fucking thing and go on mainnet, right? So that's kind of
Yeah.
the, what are the next steps for Umbra right now,
Yeah.
for the next kind of
So
weeks and months?
we're just focusing on 1 month at a time. Of course, we have our longer duration goals as well, but it's better to focus on what's happening in the next 30 days for us. The next 30 days is getting the code ready for audits. Okay, we are almost there. In the next couple of weeks, we might be in for audits. Um, we are launching private swaps on Umbra. Until now, we just have private transfers, but from now on, you will have private swaps. Um, there will be a Zcash to Solana bridge so that people who are just really interested in buying and holding Zcash can just have it here. Um, and so many more features that are being worked on. But yeah, the race to mainnet is on. And the mainnet would be we'll go live as soon as Archeum goes live onto mainnet. So
Okay.
we're running alongside them, and
Yeah.
we hopefully reach the finish line at the same time.
That is good because I think it's a good time window because Arceum is getting closer than ever right now
Yeah,
to mainnet. They've been tinkering since a long time.
yeah.
Now, while talking about Arceum crew, I know this is a
Hmm.
very difficult question, but what the fuck is Arceum? You don't need to explain it in detail because that is their job. But a lot of people have no idea what they're doing, so any detail would help. So what is Arceum, and
Well,
then most importantly, what part is it in Umbra? Like what part of
okay.
Arceum are you using if there's any overlap here?
Yeah, so it's a simple answer, and I'll just give you a layman's answer so that everyone can understand. So what
Perfect.
Archeum is doing is it is laying the foundation for confidential compute on Solana. All right, it's building a privacy enhancing tech called MPC, multi-party computation. And what we are using is the same computing power that Archeum has. And what it does is it does not rely on something physical, like a server to do all the computation. It's just math, it's pure math, it's pure cryptography. Um, and this is like I'm giving you like a super layman's answer, okay? And that's what we are using from Archeum. So all the computation happens there, and it's one of the most important, I think, foundations that are being built on Solana. So
there was a project before, right? Like a long time ago. What was it called?
Elusive.
Elusive. What
Yeah.
happened there? Why did that never take off? And why did Arcium became
Yeah.
Arcium, which
Yeah. I
point
mean,
they are today?
which is a monster of a company, by the way. Like, founders are just so amazing. The energy that I get from them is it just makes me, a better founder. Um, but yeah, so
I agree.
Elusive, right? So Elusive was live from I think 2021 to 2022. And it kind of relied on this idea of privacy 1.0, which is um, like a simple app where people could have all of their private transactions happen. But again, it was not composable. Like other projects could not use it. Uh, it was just this like single platform where people could go and make things private. So the four founders just decided one day, okay, you know what? Let's just close this. Let's try to think bigger. And they decided that they're going to build Archeum, which is going to be like solving problems at an infrastructure level, allowing other builders to build on top of them and provide solutions in a different way than Elusive did,
Yep.
which leads
And here we
to
are.
privacy, yeah, Umbra and
Yeah.
privacy 2.0. So yeah.
Yes. Do you ever think about any issues you could run into when it comes to private transactions that could be a legal risk for Umbra? Because that is, I imagine, a point that you're getting sometimes when you talk to people, when you talk to investors. They're like, yeah,
Yeah.
but there was this thing, Tornado Cash, and it didn't really work
Yeah.
out really well. Um, for people that have no idea, they don't know
Hmm.
better, how do you explain to them how Umbra
Yeah.
won't run
So
into similar issues?
so what we're doing is having two layers of privacy. Okay. One is on a human level or on a user level, which is all these transactions that happen on Umbra, they are completely auditable. You can give it to your accountant, you can give it to anyone else with your permission, of course. And whenever you send these transactions for an audit, it wouldn't reveal the second party involved. So it's just you and your details. No other parties are being revealed here. So that's on a human level, on a user level. And then there is network level compliance. Uh, in this, we are using the services of Range. What Range does is it scans wallets over the entire network, and it doesn't allow wallets listed in the OFAC list or any other list, or if it's flagged by a government or uh, like uh, if it's flagged by Circle or Tether or anything like it. And all of this happens in real time. So bad actors are just not allowed on Umbra at all. You won't be allowed to create a wallet.
Right, right, right.
So
Makes
so
sense.
that's
Yeah.
how it works.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Range has been doing intelligence services since a while. I think they're probably the biggest one on Solana in that
Yeah.
particular niche, Solana centric as well. I know a few folks from their team as well. So yeah, good to hear you have a good setup to also be kind of compliance ready.
Yeah.
How ready is the product right now, crew? Like, can people do private transactions on Umbra?
Yeah, the product is live. You can check the link on test flight. I'll of course send it over. But we are live on the DevNet. We'll go live on the mainnet in the next 30 days, 40 days, and it's ready. Well, this is just the first product, by the way. Like, what we're trying to build is an SDK so that anyone on Solana, even Solana ID itself, can have uh, privacy over it and incognito mode, as we say, over
Cool.
it.
Yeah, that is interesting. So 30, 40 days right now is the timeline for mainnet.
Yep,
That's what I get from
yep,
you. Okay.
yep.
Uh, I know in crypto things can take longer than anticipated. So I
Yes.
like that you commit to a timeline, but let's see if you can make it work. It might double really quickly. From my experience, things
Yeah.
can take some time.
Hopefully, man.
Um,
Fingers crossed. It doesn't happen.
yes, yes, I believe in you guys. Cool, interesting. Okay, crew. I think we learned the important parts. I really wanted to talk
Hmm.
mainly about the race, your experience from that, a little bit about yourself. I have one last
Hmm.
final personal question for you, crew. which is who is Mr. Bean, the puppy?
Mr. Bean, the puppy.
Do you
Oh
have
my
the
God.
cute tiny little
No,
puppy?
so
What is that about?
that was my pet. She passed away up to
Oh,
3 years
what?
ago, I think.
Oh, how's do you
It was
still?
a
Yeah.
stray pup that we adopted,
Uh,
and it was
so you're a dog
we
guy?
adopted when we usually foster like pets at home,
Okay, there.
and usually they are like just strays from the street who are just like left alone and are just prone to some attack by anyone. Like they do not
Yeah,
know what the streets are like. So we just take them, take care of them. Uh,
nice.
yeah, Mr. Bean,
Good man.
rest in peace. She was nice.
Rest in peace. 3 years ago, a long time.
Yeah,
Crew, thank you so much for coming on. I hope that people are able to learn a little bit more, not just about Umbra, but also about the people behind it and one of the
yeah.
co-founders. And that's the goal for Soul Brothers. Usually, we want to bring light
Hmm.
into the dark and show the people on
Hmm.
Solana, but also talk a little bit about the interesting project. And you guys definitely
Hmm.
made some waves in the past 2 weeks with your race and everything.
Hmm.
I wish you all the best, crew, for the next journey and the next steps for Umbra. So if people want to stay in the loop when it comes to Umbra, obviously they can check out your Twitter profile, which is Umbra Privacy. That's the tag, that's the handle on Twitter. So guys, make sure to follow Umbra Privacy to stay in the loop because it is actually a very useful product, private transactions. And the token is also live. So you can also check that one out. It is trading, it is live, fully on chain. Are you listed anywhere, crew, right now? Are you guys interested in any listings? Or are you gonna stay on
Oh, we
chain
are
until
interested
someone?
in listing, but I mean, check it out on Jupe. It's the best
Yeah,
place
it's the
to
best.
verify everything.
Yep. Hell yeah. I agree. Awesome. Okay, thanks, Drew. That was the EP
Thank you
with
so
Drew, the
much.
co-founder of Umbra. Thanks for being here. And guys, thanks for joining the Soul Brothers. As always, make sure that you leave some comments, like the video on YouTube, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. If you're listening to this on Twitter, we are on YouTube. So please give us a subscribe over there as well. We'll see you at the next one. Peace out.